guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. This time we're taking a look at something pretty fun. I was real excited for this. It is a Titan class series figure, and I don't know if we've ever had one of those before. It is Metroplex from the Fall of Cybertron in the 30th generations, or 30th anniversary generations line. So let's take a look. Alright, so here we have Metroplex. He's kind of up in the light. Oh, we get some lightage going on here. So here is Metroplex, looking very, very cool. I was real excited to see this figure. I've only seen two of them in the store. They were at Toys R Us. They were $139 a piece. Now, supposedly, Costco has these guys for $79.99. So if you got a Costco nearby, go check them out first. I would definitely pay that money over $140. But yeah, pretty cool. Look at the package real quick. He is over 2 feet tall. We get some nice artwork of him there. Transformers. He is the biggest Autobot ever. Over 2 foot actual tall. I'll be interested to see when my my Fortress Maximus figure comes in. I really want to compare the two in size. I got a feeling that Fort Max is going to be a lot bulkier. If you've got the two and have compared them, that'd be awesome to know. We got the 30th anniversary, obviously, down here with the Autobot logo, Metroplex. Warning, he's got a choking hazard, he's got all kinds of big parts, and just pretty darn cool. Now, for a size comparison, here is the leader class Predaking against this guy. So this guy's about twice the size of a Voyager figure, and this is the box to Metroplex, which is pretty darn cool. Now, one of the nice things I like about this guy, the box itself, and I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but the box has raised artwork on this guy, which is really, really cool. Here's the side of the package. We got the Transformers Generations logo, looking really nice. The other side over here has basically that logo with a different color scheme, looking pretty darn cool. Let's see here. You'll have to bear with me as I move the package down, so we can see this here. This guy out of the way. So here is the package. Kind of cool. This is the way it looks, the way they usually have it set up on the shelf. We got the nice IDW artwork here. Now the cool thing, we've got the deluxe figure Bumblebee. We got Orion Pax. Over here, is that Skids maybe? No, that might be Trailbreaker. And we've got Hoist over here. Sandstorm's flying away over here. So that's kind of cool. I'm really digging that. Kind of reminds me of the old G1 artwork. Pretty cool. Of course, we've got the 30th logo down here, and the batteries that are not included that really irritates the hell out of me. I pay $140 for a toy. I want some batteries. So on this side, we've got the city mode, which is very reminiscent of G1. It just, I don't know, it looks kind of simple to me. Doesn't look very complex as far as putting it into a city mode. I think they could have done better. Vehicle mode kind of looks like an aircraft carrier to me, a ground-based aircraft carrier. We've got the firing missile. We also get Scamper, who is a Legends figure, which is included, which is really cool. I remember that in the original G1 figure. He's got lights and sound, which I don't have batteries, so we won't hear that. We got the Autobot logo. On the other side, got a really huge picture of his face, which is pretty cool. We also have his bio. If you want to pause and read that, you can. Here's his tech specs. Now, the one thing about this, it talks about how he was from a time before Autobots and Decepticons. Everybody was united, and this and that and the other, blah, 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 blah. Well, that tells me that he's not really an Autobot. He's just an ancient Cybertronian. So it's kind of interesting to me that they kind of go that route with it. So, yeah, there he is, Metroplex. So let's get this big bad boy out of the package and see what we think. Alright, so before we actually look at the figure itself, I just kind of want to show you, this guy has got probably the largest instruction sheet I've ever seen in my life, and it actually comes with a sticker set, which is kind of interesting. Most Transformers in the United States by Hasbro do not come with stickers. It's kind of a Takara thing, and it's got lots of Cybertronian logos and everything on there, lots of black stickers, Autobot logos. This one weird Autobot logo, where is it at? We go right here with like some kind of Japanese type stuff on there, so kind of weird, kind of interesting. Some spec diagrams. So yeah, kind of interesting. I will probably put some of these on there. I don't know if I'm going to put them all on there. We got the kind of cool Generations Metroplex thing going on there. But kind of interesting. You don't see that too often with Hasbro Transformers these days. So I thought that was just kind of an interesting little thing to note. So let's take a look at the robot mode. Alright, so here we have Metroplex in his robot mode. And I gotta say, this thing is ginormous. This is probably one of the biggest Transformer figures I have ever seen. And, well, the box even says he's the largest Autobot ever produced. Much bigger than Unicron. Again, here he is next to Predaking. See if I can get these two in here. That's the size comparison. That's how big this thing is. And he is fantastically detailed. What I really like, we've got his face there, but we can also pull his mask down, and he's got this little red visor that is kind of cool, if you want that up there or not. Here's his main red gun. Now, he's got a missile, but I'm not sure where it's at. I don't see it when I pulled it out of the package. It might be in one of his leg pieces down here in a compartment. I'm not really sure yet. Haven't got to play with him too terribly much. Now, this arm was not attached when you open it up. You actually have to attach this arm onto the figure, which was kind of interesting. The gun pieces here on his shoulders, you have to kind of attach those on there. Everything else, is pretty much the way he is right here. Fantastic detail all around on this guy. Now, the cool little thing, this piece up here, flips up. We got more weapons, so he's got more cannons, but it also acts as a cockpit for Scamper, which is very, very cool. I'm just really impressed with this guy. This thing is just ridiculous. Here he is from the side. I mean, it's just a massive, massive figure. Just all around really, really cool. Even the backside looks really, really nice. I'm just really impressed with this figure. This may be probably the best Generations figure that has actually ever come out. Now, articulation-wise, his shoulders move. He's got the elbow joints. His fingers are not, well, yeah, they are. They are articulated, very similar to, like, say, Unicron. They move right here, but they don't move at the actual finger joints themselves. Of course, the thumb moves. Both the hands are like that. The feet really don't have much articulation. Kind of hollow. The legs are kind of hollow, but that's okay. You've got the knee joints here, if you wanted to, the hip joints. Looks like he's got a swivel up here, and his head does turn right and left relatively easy, which is pretty cool. I had the G1 Metroplex, and he does look a lot like that, but just so much bigger. I think the G1 Metroplex probably came up to about here on this guy. I mean, he is just ridiculously huge. I really, really do dig this guy. The detail is phenomenal. There's just, I just can't say anything bad about this figure. It was $140, and it's worth $140, absolutely. So let's get this guy in his city mode and see what we think about that. Alright, before we actually look at him in city mode, I want to take a look at Scamper. So here's the Legends figure. This is Scamper in his vehicle mode, and I want to show him in comparison to Metroplex. I don't even think I can get the whole thing in here. Look at that. That is just ridiculous. Still not a proper scale for a city, but it's pretty darn cool. I'm really digging it. He's very G1 style. I love the black. He's got the little red gun up here. We've got this nice kind of blue paint scheme on his windshield. The silver engines and on the side here. Overall, it looks pretty cool. It's very, very nice homage to the G1 figure. So let's flip him over to his robot mode and see what we think. Alright, so here is Scamper in his robot mode, and it's actually pretty cool. It's not a bad transformation for a Legends figure. Again, very G1-esque. His hood plate kind of comes down just like the G1 counterpart. He's got the red gun, the red head. Looks pretty darn cool. And again, here's a size comparison. We've got Predaking, Scamper, and Metroplex. So just so that you guys can see the size comparison on these guys. Absolutely ridiculous. Very cool stuff. I'm really digging this guy. And, you know, just kind of let's put this little guy up here. This is the very first time I put him in here just to see what he looks like riding on top of Metroplex here. Very cool. Definitely digging that. I think that is very awesome. Very nice additive to this figure. It really kind of shows the scale of this guy, I think. And just kind of fun to have that nice little G1 nod there. So let's go ahead and put this guy over to his city mode and see what we think of him. Alright, so here is Metroplex in his vehicle mode. And this thing is pretty large. Just kind of a top scale look of him here. He's kind of an aircraft carrier that's on the ground. So he's like a land-based aircraft carrier. Of course, here is Scamper, the Legends figure, on the platform. We got this kind of cool little hook thing. I'm not really sure what that's. Kind of reminds me of Optimus Prime. That's something that's a little new. I don't really remember that too much. Of course, we have the guns up here. His head folds down. We've got the large cannon at the top. The ramp that comes down. You've got this piece here that opens up where we can kind of fire some more missiles, all that kind of good stuff. And then one of the cool things is he kind of has a piece that lifts up here, and you can look through, and it's actually got a little like target piece on there. So, you know, if you're a kid, you can look through. That's kind of cool. So definitely huge, definitely large. I mean, just a big, massive toy. We've got the wheels, these kind of cool looking treads on the bottom. The helipad piece right here. The hands, I wish the hands kind of folded up. That would have been kind of cool. Got a weird kind of alternate robot face back here, I guess, huh? But yeah, looks like you can kind of spin him around. Pretty nice. This weapon piece can rotate up and down, all that kind of good stuff. Just an all-round. If you've got a lot of Legends figures, this toy is going to be cool to go with it. Absolutely. So there he is, Metroplex, the 30th anniversary Generations Fall of Cybertron figure. Definitely, if you like the big Transformers, this is one to get. If you're a Metroplex fan, you gotta have this guy. I'd love to get an original Metroplex and compare him up to that. I'm getting a Fortress Maximus figure, so I'll definitely do a size comparison between those two. But all in all, I think this guy's worth it. He is expensive, but he's pretty darn cool, I gotta admit. If you can get him at Costco, probably the best place to get him. So there he is, Metroplex. Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future. Alright, so here is Metroplex in his city mode. Looking pretty large. Kind of G1-esque. I'm not too terribly impressed with this mode. I think he looks way better in robot mode, but it does remind me of the G1 city mode. There's some nice graphics, some nice details. I love the port of entry, kind of the car garage kind of thing going on up in here. We've got, of course, the little ramp that goes up in. However, I don't know. It just seems like the old G1 was a little bit better. We can see his fist there. That's not all that great. We got this gun kind of popping out. These little barracks that the little Legends figures can kind of hide in. I just kind of threw the extra gun there. Didn't really have another place for him. Here's Scamper kind of under one of the little garages there, which is kind of cool. And then up here, of course, we've got the tower. All the towers kind of back there. His head kind of in a gun type of mode. And then we've got the helipad, which is kind of interesting. He's got a helipad logo back here, and then he's got the main one to land there, and a little kind of cargo bay dip thing here. And then these pieces kind of pop up. I'm not really sure what they're about. That's kind of interesting. I almost think that there's more to this figure than meets the eye. No pun intended. Now, the one thing that I kind of noticed, and I went through and looked at all the packaging, I do not have a missile that is supposed to go here. I just cannot find that piece anywhere on the figure. If you know where it's at, if it's not in the normal packaging, I would love to know, because it'd be kind of cool to have that piece. But I'm wondering if this is just missing it. I can't really imagine that happening, but I suppose it's possible. But yeah, so there he is in his city mode. Definitely pretty large, very G1-esque. Not the most impressive to me, but you know, it works. He's definitely going to be in robot mode, absolutely, when he's sitting on the shelf. So let's take a look at his third mode, which is his vehicle mode, which is kind of a land-based aircraft carrier.